Well, good evening. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good day. Well, wherever you are, all the best. This is Biz to Biz with Joy. Grow your business in style. Tonight, we're going to be talking about something that everyone wants to know more and more about if it's going to assist and support them on their journey. We're going to be talking about finances. We're going to talk about how you can get financially lit. This young lady that I'm bringing to you tonight is a powerhouse, and she's going to share with you a lot of good nuggets. And all you have to do is grab paper, pen, get a cocktail, a cup of coffee, tea, whatever your preference might be, and join us. I am Joy Ruffin, your style and leadership coach. It is my pleasure each and every week to bring you these fantastic men and women. So before we go any further, why don't I just help you say hello to our guest tonight? Amber, I'm bringing you up, and what I want to say is hello and welcome. And you're on your way as soon as I can push the button. I don't know what happened. It won't work. You know, my cursor, it needs a new personality. Hold on, we'll get her up here. I don't know what, there you go. Yay, we got it. My cursor has very temperamental, whatever. I don't know what I did today. But Amber, hello and welcome. And thank you for your patience. You are a repeat performance, and it's good to have you back.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Well, it's my honor to have you here because you know there's no secret that I absolutely commend and celebrate the work that you're doing. So I wrote the little bio, but I want you to share with us what you're doing. I know that you are the Women's Business Center Program Director. Now that's long, but tell us a little bit more about that. And then we're going to talk about financially lit. I don't know anybody who doesn't want to be financially lit in the best way. So share.
Oh. Well, thank you so much. So yes, I work with WeVenture, Women's Business Center at Florida Tech, Bisk College of Business. Yes. And I have the fortunate opportunity to work with aspiring entrepreneurs and small business owners. And we work with the babyest of businesses. So anywhere from the inception of an idea all the way to the launch of their business and watching them grow, blossom, and prosper. And we do that through a number of ways, which I'm excited to talk to you about today. So it's my pleasure and privilege to be here with you. Thank you again for having me tonight.
Well, it's my pleasure to have you here, Amber, because this pandemic that we're all embroiled in, and I use that adjective intentionally, we're getting out of it. But many of us are suffering in different ways. So we want to hear from you some of the ways that you're going to be not only beneficial and helpful to the people who need your services, but what are the services, some of the services that you're going to be offering? I think that's mainly what people want to know. What are you offering them? Yes.
So we focus on providing low and no cost services through our Women's Business Center program at WeVenture. And that is one-on-one coaching and consulting. That's business mentoring. That's help understanding all the core elements that it takes to set a strong business foundation. Most entrepreneurs don't start a business because they know how to run a business. They start a business because they're passionate about something. So we help them really get a handle on what it takes to be successful.
And what do they, and they is a broad, I love the they people, by the way. Have you heard of the they people, THY? There are a lot of they people. What are they going to get? It's contingent upon them, their background, what they're aiming for, where they're headed. But what is it that you're offering them, and what do they have to bring to you to get started?
So, that's a great question. Our ideal client is anyone that's committed, that has an idea and has the fortitude to stick it out. And I say that because being an entrepreneur is not easy. There are a lot of challenges along the way because we often think, I'm going to go in business for myself. But usually you're working harder for yourself and longer hours than you are for maybe your current or prior employer. So you don't have to have any flashy credentials. You don't have to have finished college or even high school. We work with everyone. And our focus is to make sure that even if you don't have a business plan, we teach you how to write a business plan. If you don't have the financial savvy to know what to do next with your business, then we want to help you get there. So come with an idea, come with a business concept so we can help you develop it. But most importantly, to your point, come with the fortitude to stick it out because you do have to put the work in.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, Amber. And you know why? Because you know and I know we're out here bouncing around here, there, and yonder. And there's so many people who have lost their jobs and were misplaced here, there, and everywhere. And so they want to start something new. And this new frontier, working online, is the new frontier, but many are not sure about how to navigate it. And anyone will tell them within a short period of time that dollars will not come overnight. But if you're persistent and consistent and you have your plan mapped out and working with someone who can strategize with you, then it can work for you. So you help them, do you help them to develop a plan for those who are thinking maybe about working online, they're not sure?
Absolutely. We sure do. And we're seeing people really maneuver to make their business make sense for this new economy that we're all kind of recovering through. So we see folks that maybe they had one line of service before. Now they're trying to understand, how do I beef up my website? We just went through a very strong marketing webinar series that was phenomenal to help people understand more about social media and more about to have a stronger presence online. And we have clients that have products that need to get them online. So we can absolutely help them understand what it takes to begin an e-commerce based business.
Yes, I get that. I get that and I understand that. Let me ask you this. There are no crazy questions. What percentage, or do you know, percentage of people come to you who have a small business that they have started, have been at it for a while, as opposed to those who are newbies coming in wanting to start and open the gate and not having experience? What is your breakdown there? Is it 50-50, 60-40? How does that play out?
So that is a great question. I would say that we get mostly aspiring entrepreneurs. So throughout the year, we can serve anywhere from 600 to 700 unique clients. That means an individual that hasn't been duplicated or counted twice, a single individual that comes to us. And of that 600 to 700 unique clients, the majority of those are those baby businesses that they are aspiring entrepreneurs and starting out. And then of the remainder of that balance, we have a nice sum that are what we call early stage. So they've been in business for maybe a year or two. They've started to get a little bit of revenue, and then kind of our unicorns that go through our trademark Ignite 360 program. We serve about 20 to 25 of them annually.
I like that. I like that. You said, you used one of my favorite words. Don't ask me why. I have no rationale behind it. Unicorn. Let me ask you this. Are there any businesses, Amber, that you won't take? And you do it gingerly and I'm sure very diplomatically, but are there any businesses that you don't consider for those who might, just so they know? Are there any types of businesses that would not fall under your umbrella?
So that's another fantastic question, of course. So we are a program funded in part through a cooperative agreement with the Small Business Administration.
Yes.
So as people are applying for PPP and applying for economic injury disaster loans, but usually when you get federal support, those dollars, it's a very specific group that you cannot serve. So folks that may have anything that would be with illicit drugs or with something that would be classified as maybe improper material. Those are groups that we don't serve directly. We can always refer them potentially to one of our private consultants that would love to work with them. But we just have to be very cognizant of how our dollars are spent. But that's very few and far between. We support the majority of businesses, and we even support nonprofit organizations. So again, with federal dollars, they're very specific about how they can be used. So nonprofit organizations that have some type of a mission to support business growth or entrepreneurship or the development of entrepreneurs. So we support those, and we actually have a few of those nonprofit clients as well as our for-profit clients right now.
Oh, sounds good. Sounds good. Now, I know, and you know, of course, and they know, the people who are watching here, that it's a college of business for women, but it's not for women only, is it?
Right. So we are a part of the Bisk College of Business at Florida Tech, and they serve everybody, men, women, everyone. So our business center, just a small program of Florida Tech, we are gender inclusive or gender neutral. We help men and women. So we have over 80% of our clients are female. And then of course that remaining are male. So we're very excited. Thanks to additional dollars through the CARES Act, we were able to receive funding to expand our services. And with that, we're able to support clients that perhaps we didn't have the capacity to serve before. And that includes some of our male entrepreneurs.
I can give you high praise for the work that you're doing, and I'm sure everyone can, because I know that you're completely committed to it and totally involved in the best way. What is the largest segment of businesses, the category of businesses
Mhm.
that you work with predominantly? You probably know
Sure.
from 1 to 10 what your top 3 types of businesses would be. So we have to know
Yeah.
everything.
Sure. Sure. So professional services is always huge.
Yes,
So, folks that are doing some consulting work, whether it's mental health coaching and counseling, whether they are starting their own consulting firm, whether they are doing marketing, that kind of falls into the category of professional services. But then we also have retail. So in the fall of 2020, we started a very large campaign to shop and support local. So we launched a women-owned business directory. And within that directory, we wanted people to shop with a woman entrepreneur and business owner. And the majority of the folks that are listed in there are retail clients. And so that's over 300 women entrepreneurs. And then, of course, some also have there's several other different types too, but I will throw in a plug for health services and also government contractors, because we are in the Space Coast where there are a lot of contracting opportunities, as well as the Treasure Coast.
I have to tell you, when you said the second one would be some type of retail, that's my
Mm-hmm.
background more or less. And it's a very difficult, trying arena to be in. And yet you decided for
Yes.
whatever reason to dance there. And that's a good thing, because there's
Mm-hmm.
so many brilliant, absolutely beyond brilliant young people who want to get into retail and find
Oh,
out more
sure.
about the business end of it. And that's a good way to learn about
Mm-hmm.
business. So that's good. And then the health industry. What
Yes.
areas? You cover across the board, or certain specific areas in the
Yeah.
health
No, so
industry?
we cover across the board because our clients dictate the industries that we support.
Yes.
Because regardless of whether you've been in business for 5 or 10 years, or you've just starting out, or you've been in business for 1 to 3 years, you still need to make sure that you have a solid business plan. You need to make sure that you have a solid plan for growth. And then once you start growing, we want you to be able to sustain that growth. So we focus a lot on capacity building. So regardless of the industry, and that changes from year to year, whether there's economic downturn or otherwise, our clients dictate the industry, and we're always there ready and willing to help them, because operations might look different across industry, but they're the same when it comes to understanding what an operation is and the core elements it takes to be successful.
Fantastic. I tell you, you have some job ahead of you, and you are right in the thick of it. But here's what I want you, because the audience and everyone, we all love
Mm-hmm.
stories. We like to hear, how did that get started? When did they
Mm-hmm.
get started? Why do they love it so much? How do they love it? Boom, boom, boom. So I know that Florida Tech recruited you. So tell us a little bit about what you were doing prior that ties in and aligns with all of this great work that you're doing here
Oh,
now,
sure.
WeVenture. Yes.
Oh, absolutely. So I've always had a very strong passion in business.
Yeah.
And I have a business degree from a historically Black university in Raleigh, North Carolina. Shout out to St. Augustine's University,
Yes.
affectionately known as St. Aug. So I have always loved business and the business and industry. So even when I was in school, putting myself through school to supplement scholarships, I worked with the Chamber of Commerce. So, and then after that, I went into industrial engineering, and that helped me to understand the mechanics of what it takes for supply chain and logistics and operations and the math and science behind running a business. And ultimately, that led me back to the chamber space. So in the DC market, I served a chamber of commerce. And then here in Florida, I was serving a chamber of commerce. Over 75% of most chambers are small business owners.
Yes.
So I was able to really work one-on-one with them, whether it was through tourism or economic development and industry or marketing, really, really understanding what they were going through. We had just gone through Hurricane Dorian. With the pandemic had just hit. So I was doing a lot of advocacy work at the state level to make sure that our Treasure Coast and Space Coast, with a focus on Indian River County, that our constituents, as it were, had the support they needed on a state level. And so always being on the economic front line is where I feel my position is. So I was fortunate that I had been exposed a little bit to Florida Tech, enough for them to feel confident to reach out to me for me to join this amazing team of women and men on board.
And those of us who are Floridians now, whether we're native born or not, which we're not, I'm not, and most of the people that I meet are not, we're happy that you're here. Because here's what I know about you, and I don't want you to put your tiara on or your crown. You could, but you are really good at networking, and you have that, what I call the X factor, Amber. You're able to see into people maybe beyond what they can see, and you support in every way that you can. And you never turn your back or turn away. You're always there to assist as best you can. And that's a gift.
Thank you.
That's a real good gift that you have. What is it that you enjoy most about what you're doing? Now, don't tell me everything, because we know that's not so. There are certain parts of all, no matter how much we love what we're doing, that are a little tedious. And so what is it that really lights you up the most? Financially, what lights you up the most?
Ooh, I love that. So I was going to say, kind of teeing me up for Financial Literacy Month, which is April. I love making sure that business owners are prepared for the challenges ahead of them. And one of those key factors is financial literacy. So that's just one of the small elements, but it makes a really big impact. So I would have to say business education, Ms. Joy, making sure that the business owners and aspiring entrepreneurs that we support are educated in what it takes to be successful for their business. So it means I get to counsel clients and work one-on-one. I get to go to talks where I met you to do talks in the community to help women and all entrepreneurs.
That is fantastic, because that's what you're good at. And let's just face reality and facts. Most people, those who are highly creative and very imaginative, one and the same, blending together, the business acumen is not there as it ought to be. So what you're doing is you're helping people to get that prepared system where it functions in alignment with them, and so that they can have the success that they're seeking. I really think that's it. And financial, whatever, is always major, no matter what you're doing. And when you don't need the money, you don't want the money, or you're doing it, there's some truth in that, depending and contingent upon what it is. But usually you want to be valued for the services that you're offering, and that's what you're doing. What are some of the issues that you find when you're working with people who maybe are not as financially savvy as they ought to be, even with the guidance that you're giving? How do you work that out? Or do you understand the question that I just asked you? Because,
sure. So
I'm sure that comes up from time to time.
Oh, absolutely. It comes up all the time. I mean, one of the primary reasons why women, minorities, veterans, and their spouses were the most adversely impacted segment of our entrepreneurs throughout the pandemic was because they lacked financial literacy. They didn't understand the true financial impact that their businesses were experiencing.
Yes.
And also kind of how to brace for impact. We weren't ready. They weren't ready because we kind of we're hustlers, and we're getting the job done, and entrepreneurs, go a mile a minute, and small business owners are working so much in their business. They don't have a lot of time to work on their business.
Yes.
So we see that a lot. And hopefully later we'll be able to talk a little bit more about the barriers to entry financially that women have faced, because unfortunately we're still facing them today. So we don't allow that to stop us. I was going to say, we don't allow that to stop us. We have subject matter experts, over 75 in our roster or catalog. And we have folks that are like our finance guys. So we saw... No, you go ahead. I'm getting excited. I'm getting excited.
No, I don't blame you. Stay excited. That's a good thing. Stay there and stay excited for just a brief moment. I want to say hello to the audience, and I want to come back. I'll forget, but you remember, talk about the barriers, especially for women, because that's what we need to talk about. So just hold tight for a second. I'll be right back with you. What I want you to do is make sure that you align. If you're here now for the replay, and the replay is where the majority of people come. Everybody's so busy in this pandemic. We get it. We understand. But make sure that you align with Amber. All of her information is shooting across the screen from time to time. Take a little snapshot, do whatever you have to do, and align with her. If you're in business, any type of business whatsoever, and you'd like some counseling to be consulted with so that you can make sure you're on the right track, these are the people that you want to be aligned with. Amber has her heart, her soul, and her head connected to give you everything that you need and that you want. And if she can't, she'll find a way to align you with the right people who can. But trust that she'll be able to do that. So make sure you align with the people who are here, who are offering you the different services that they have. And also, I want you to type in the word BIZ, B-I-Z, and get your free complimentary booklet. and it's all about business and some tips and nuggets that will benefit you. If you're doing a lot of interviewing, a lot of networking, this is something that you're going to enjoy. And I have a workshop that's coming up on March is gone, it's April the 29th. It's a Thursday at 4:30. I'm going to be putting up posters. I'm going to be putting notifications everywhere. And I want you to make note of that. Put it in your little diary, little black book, because you're going to get some fantastic information that will benefit you on your journey. So that said, we're going to go back to Amber, but make note of that date, April the 29th, which is a Thursday, and type the word in biz so that you can get your complimentary booklet. Now, Amber, back to you. What I want to do, and I want to do this, I don't know why I have a hard time bringing you up. It's my cursor. But anyway, tell us about that, what you ended with, because that's a powerful way to end. And let's talk about that. Women, financial situations, blah, blah, blah. Go.
Absolutely. So, and just taking a quick step back. So when we are faced with clients that need that financial support and that education, we connect them to financial subject matter experts. Really quick, I had a young lady who wanted to buy a business, and she had never bought a business before, never ran a business before, had no idea about the type of business. And I was like, okay, before you make any serious financial decisions, let's connect you with our finance guy. And he is amazing. And then he also helped another set of sisters understand that a business was not at the point that it should have been for them to acquire it. So they started their own business, but it was with his support. And then finally, there is a fantastic family in the St. Lucie area who has a wonderful passion project that they are connecting with the community through. And we've connected them with our finance guy to make sure that they are set up to be able to pitch their proposal to investors and have the commercial lending support that they need. So we have experts and we want to get you connected. So reach out to us.
Absolutely. And that way that you get them connected, you give so much information, so many tools and nuggets that they can use that will guide them and give them the ammunition that they need to do and get to where they want to go. So that itself is really great. Okay, the time flies here, Amber. It just goes away. But we already know about what you're doing, and you're the director of this fantastic group, WeVenture, Women Business Center in Florida Tech.
Yes.
And it's a good position, and they recruited you. But now you have put something together that's aligned somewhat with what we're talking about. Tell us, because I love the title. I don't know many women who don't love shoes. And a glass of wine never hurts either. So wine, women, and shoes. Get us excited about this. This is how we're going to end.
Yes, so we're really excited to have our annual benefit. So I am, Miss Joy, you give me so much credit, but I am just one small part, a fraction of an amazing team. So our executive director, Catherine Rudloff, is who I report into, and she is phenomenal support for the business community. And we have 5 total team members that are standing ready in addition to those 75 subject matter experts. I just wanted to give a shout out to the team because they're amazing. Kathy, Susan, Jeanette, Kyle, Lucie could not do it without you. Catherine and I both feel that same way. Amber, so thank you.
This is why you're so darn good at what you do, because you don't take the credit, you share and collaborations. And that's what we as women have to be more and more about. That's why my heart went out to you when we first met, and everybody else who connects with you, because you don't take the full credit for anything. You share out. That's a gift and a blessing. So thank you for that. And all of those ladies are thanking you too.
Well, yes, and thank you. Wine, Women, and Shoes. Okay. And so, of course, obviously, and I'm nothing without my outreach consultant, Angela Brazil, who was amazing. So Wine, Women, and Shoes, right? She's great. So Wine, Women, and Shoes. So it's our annual benefit. We have, fortunately, again, thanks to those additional dollars to the CARES Act, we've been able to really beef up our services even more so in Indian River and St. Lucie County. So on the Treasure Coast, well, we're looking for creative ways to keep people engaged so that we can raise more dollars. We are a nonprofit, ultimately, at the beginning and end of the day.
Yes.
So we want to raise more dollars to be able to have that strong presence on the Treasure Coast. So we are hosting in November of 2021, Wine, Women, and Shoes at the Vero Beach Airport at Sun Aviation. It is the best night out on the Treasure Coast. before the pandemic, over 600 women got together and had a great time and supported one another. And it was just a party, and it was around wine. And if you were interested in being a vendor, we have vendor spaces, and it's creative and fun. So of course, with the pandemic, coming out of the pandemic a little bit, kind of by November, we're going to safely all get together. So if you're interested in participating and sponsoring, we'd love for you to pair up with our team. And you can find out more on our Facebook page or on Wine, Women, and Shoes Vero Beach Facebook page. But ultimately, you can go to weventure.fit.edu, and that has all the details. But save the date, November 2021, Wine, Women, and Shoes.
I was going to ask you again for the date. It's November the what?
It's November 18th, 2021.
18th. Very good. Mm-hmm. All righty. This will be the first Wine, Women, and Shoes.
Well, So they've been in Vero Beach for the last at least 5 years. And so we are coming in and we're excited to be able to be the beneficiary of this amazing, amazing program, this event.
Fantastic. It sounds exciting. And I'm sure you'll be promoting it left, right, and center. And I'll make note of that date and post it everywhere here as well, because everyone likes a good party and to get down and have a good time. That's what you want to do.
That's right.
And that's fun. All right. What's new? What's coming up? What's in the hopper? That's my favorite word. We get a word every week. What's in the hopper? What's coming in that connects or relates to being financially lit, mistakes that you don't want to make? What can you leave us with that will get us excited about being more in sync, and I'm guilty, in tune with our finances? Whatever you want to leave us with, share.
Absolutely. So on April 15th, Thursday, April 15th, in Lincoln Park area, so at Indian River State College at the Blackburn Center, please join us. We are focusing on, are you financially lit? Financial literacy is your key to financial freedom. And it's not just your personal finances, but it's how your personal finances impact your opportunity to grow your business and to sustain your business and be a force to be reckoned with in the community. We want to make sure that you have all the tools to be able to help you be successful. So Thursday at 11:30, we have a catered lunch free of charge to you. Join us for Are You Financially Lit, our Launch Your Venture Entrepreneurship series. And then follow it up with us the first week in May to kick off National Small Business Week on Thursday, May 6th. We're having resources to help you rise, so that way we can connect all of that business education to opportunity for you to succeed.
Wow, you have a lot on the calendar that's coming up here. When do you get a time to breathe?
I love it. After you and I wrap up, Miss Joy, I am going to have a glass of sparkling water and lemon juice, and I'm going to kick my feet up. I'm trying to stay good and healthy so I can be strong for that vaccine. Finally, my age group is now eligible. So if it's something that, people are comfortable taking, that vaccine is something that I'm trying to keep my immune system ready for. So that's why I'm going to do sparkling water and lemon juice tonight. Bless your heart.
Well, you go ahead and have that. I'm going to have a glass of sparkling white wine.
That sounds great.
I've had my 2 shots. I'm in the happy senior category. Did you get your shots at all? Did you have one?
So I'm on my way. So tomorrow is my appointment. So I am so excited. Indian River County is doing a fantastic job keeping us updated. So is Brevard and St. Lucie counties. I mean, they're doing wonderful, working around the clock to make sure that these vaccines get to the people that need them.
Oh, I'm glad we're ending this way, Amber. Let me tell you why, because you mentioned, and I did mention in the beginning, but you share with us a lot of nuggets, a lot of tips that we can do to connect and get with you. And I'm scrolling across, but tell us the different counties that you're working in, because we're here in Port St. Lucie, but you're about. So give us and name the other counties that you're involved with.
Yes. Absolutely. So we have a tri-county service area. So the very tip top of Brevard County. So, Titusville, Cocoa Beach, all the way down to the very southern part of St. Lucie County. And of course, Indian River County right there in between to bring it home. So the space in Treasure Coast, at least 2/3 of the Treasure Coast, that's our service area. And we are focusing on rural areas and opportunity zones. So if you hear this information and you're thinking, well, I don't know if it's for me, that means it's for you. Yes. And that you need to reach out, call us, send me an email. Let's get you hooked up with one of our business coaches so that we can support you. It is for you. We didn't get a chance. I was rambling earlier, Miss Joy, and didn't talk too much about the barriers to entry. And sometimes it's ourselves. We self-alienate as women, as minorities, as entrepreneurs. Don't self-alienate. Get out of your own way. Give us a call and allow us to support you, because again, we're focusing on those free and those low-cost business support and technical services to help you succeed launching your venture.
Great ending, Amber. Great ending. And I'm glad that you brought in all the counties, and then you put the biggest sometimes barrier would be ourselves. That's a good ending. Thank you again for being here. It's always a pleasure.
Thank you.
You know that I applaud and celebrate you and the work that you're doing, and I will continue to do so. I'm going to put you in the green room. If you can stay, stay. If not, you can go, but I'll see you around, as they say, in the club. So take care. All the best. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Don't you love her? Her energy, her desire, her passion, it all comes through when she speaks to you about the wonderful work that she's doing. This is a dynamic young lady. She was recruited, as I was many, many moons ago. And that means that she's got a lot of something on the ball. So what you should do, you know, I love the movies. Your assignment, should you decide to accept it, is to connect. That is all that we ask of you here, because you never know. If not now, one day, at some point in time, you might need, or you might know of someone who can use the services. Don't forget to put Biz, B-I-Z, in the comment. Get your free booklet. Has lots of good tips and nuggets in there for you. And also make note of the date, April the 29th. I will be posting everywhere and doing live videos and everything. It's free. I want to talk because, you see, for me, this is a movement. Because we as women, we were not taught a lot of things. And when it comes to the fashion industry, we were given a lot of, and I want to, for those who want to know, for those who are interested, I want to share with you a lot of good nuggets. My joy code that's going to take you far and wide. Always good to be with you. Always good to share with you. Whatever you do, join me again tomorrow night, same time, same station. You be well and take care, and wear that mask for you and for all the people that you love and those that you're meeting and coming in contact with. Take care. So long for now. Cheers.